all. This is Dr. Mobeen Sayed from drbean.com. This is Loofy News. So I wanted to share with you that Loofy did something and got grounded. He is indefinitely grounded from going out at night. And let me quickly explain the reason for this decision. Here is what happened. I'm going to try to draw as well. And then after this, we would do the other talks later on at the regular time. But I thought this was important for me to present to you what happened. So, over this weekend, on this Saturday, as usual, Luffy woke up at night to go out. So I believe, he woke up near 2:30 a.m. So, as usual, he started meowing, and I went downstairs and I opened the door for him, and he went out. And his usual routine is that when he goes out for this office work, he comes back by 5:30 5:30 a.m. He's usually back. And then he eats food and then sleeps. So this Saturday, he went out at 2:30 a.m. and he was a no show. He never came back. So my wife woke up in the morning and she said, I don't see Luffy. And I said, I let him out and he's not back. And I've gone down a couple of times. Normally, during this time, I stay awake and waiting for him. So when he comes back and he meows, I open the door and he comes back in. So I said, I waited for him and he's not back yet. So she has fortunate for us, the Apple tile. So Luffy has a collar on which there is an Apple tile, and that has a GPS on it. Plus, it has a tiny, so it's a tile like this. It has a tiny battery in it as well, and it can actually beep as well if you are nearby with the Bluetooth. Plus, it has a GPS. So she kind of located Luffy, and he was about half a mile from our home. So if our home was here, let's say Luffy, and let's say this is a street, we live in a place which has a cul-de-sac. So let's say that this is the street. He was somewhere over here, and here is a main route as well. It's not an inside city street, but it is also not a highway. It is a main route. So when we saw that he's there and it is 6 o'clock and he's not back, we thought that maybe he's in trouble. But more importantly, when we saw him next to the highway, we thought somebody has picked him up and they're taking him away. So we both quickly jumped in a car and we went all the way to the um, to this highway, and we went here and Luffy was not moving. He was just there. So we kept going. Then we turned around, kept back, and came in back in the community area. And in the community area, the GPS said this was another cul-de-sac, and the GPS said he is here. But so we stopped the car. So this is 6:10 in the morning. It is dark, and there are two people, myself and my wife, who came into a neighborhood, stopped their car, and one of us came out and they're saying Luffy, Luffy, and it was just kind of crazy. I'm sure that if somebody saw us, they would have called the police. So so Luffy never came out. The GPS kept saying he is 50 feet from you, but Luffy would not come out. So we said, all right, we'll go back and we'll come back a little later. Or maybe he will come back. So we went back, and now it was 6:40 or so, and he's still not back. But instead, we saw that on the GPS that he had actually crossed this highway or main way and went on the other side. The other side map looked something like this, and he was found here. So we said he has definitely forgotten his way back home. And instead of towards the home, he's going in the opposite direction. And he has even crossed this huge big road as well. So we once again hopped in our car, we went out, we went here, and parked our car here, and now we are once again calling out Luffy, Luffy. So it was still dark, but not very. It was kind of becoming light. And so we are calling for Luffy, and Luffy is nowhere. So the GPS kept showing that Luffy is in this house. And now we are standing outside and we say, Luffy, Luffy, and he's not coming out. So we kept doing that for 20 minutes over there. And then we decided that we don't want to ring a bell at that time to get Luffy out. So we decided to go back and come back later on. So we once again went back home and waited for another half an hour, 45 minutes. And then we came back. So it was light enough. I think it was about 8 o'clock, near 8 o'clock. It was enough light that if we rang somebody's bell, they would not just go totally, upset that what the heck. So now Luffy was showing here on the other side, on this side of the houses. So we parked the car here, and my wife got down and she started looking for Luffy. And it turned out Luffy, so if this was the house, outside of the house were plants or bushes which were very similar to the bushes like our house. So I think he probably thought this was his house. So he was hiding in these bushes. And so my wife came in and she called him, and he came out of the bushes all meowing. That is his complaints. So he came out, but he would not go near her. And so now the question was, how do we so we just kept sitting there and kept saying hello. And so finally he allowed her. So he walked up to her, and so she picked him up. So once she picked him up, now the second problem was Luffy hates a car. He would never want to be in a car. So it's always very difficult to bring him to a vet as well, because he would just make so much noise in the car. So now we're trying to get him in the car. He doesn't want to go in the car, and so he's holding on to the cars outside. I'm sure it was a show for people, and the poor thing was scared, and he was away, and now he was going in a car, and he did not trust any of us. So anyways, we finally got him in the car. We rolled up the windows, and he started meowing so bad. He was totally crying. And so we brought him back home. We brought the car inside the garage, closed the garage, and then opened the car door. And he jumped out and he went in. And he just went in and started eating. And then he went up and went to sleep. So that was his day. This is Saturday morning. So fortunate for us that there was apple tile, fortunate that he was actually sitting outside. But since then, Luffy has been grounded. He cannot go out at night. So this night, Sunday night, he was up once again at 2:30. He would just keep meowing to let him out, and we would not, because he's grounded. And then as the day rolled by, he was allowed to go out during the day. And the I think he was concerned as well for being lost. So he would go out and would come back quickly and then eat some and then go out again. So he was testing, can I go find my house again or not? So this is the situation. Luffy is grounded indefinitely from going out at night. He can go out during the day, and then hopefully at some point will develop enough confidence that he will not be lost. So this is what happened. We are going to come back, Paul and I, and we would do a talk about the uh, stats in various countries. Then I will do one more talk afterwards about Novavax. There are some questions about Novavax on Twitter that I thought it will be interesting to answer those. So with this is the discussion. And A Hill says, was he drunk? No, he was totally fine. I don't know how he lost his way today. And once again, I keep saying we were so fortunate that he was wearing that tile. Otherwise, the way he had gone off, and even on the other side of the road, during the day, he would have never been able to cross back. That is a busy road. and he would have just kept going the other way. So fortunate that we were able to get him, Luffy and his naughty things. And I would see you in a few minutes. So I'll come back with the pre-show, and we will come back with Paul at 6. Thank you.